That's not more or less.
No. I don't need presentation material. I need content. What I'm going to deliver a message for audience.
But you only have like a day or one. There's so much in here that you will never be able to.
90 minutes.
90 minutes だから。Don't write more, write less.
I can speak out a lot of things about the content of those, but I don't so much experience about presentation skill, debate skill, and communication skill, negotiation. I don't know so much. But anyway, okay, you know.
What you are going to aim for is not really write content, but more about people recognizing what the problem is. So basically, you're the bus driver, right? So you need actually to get the attention of people, and then people need to say, oh yes, I recognize that problem, I recognize that problem. Oh, that makes sense. Oh yeah, we need this. Okay, where do I sign? That's what you want. Not talk about the contents, not give them the answers. Just give them a basic outline and that to a road, point them in a direction that makes sense. But you are the one who's going to take them there. But don't already go on that road. Just basically, just show them where the road is, and that you are the one who's going to basically drive them along that road. But don't go in there. So really, write less.
Presentation skill I'm going to show the audience is like a sample of presentation material.
No. I think that the point here is that you need to make people aware that their presentation is not about just telling whatever is on their mind. Their presentation goal should be to actually bring change in the audience. So just giving your opinion without changing the other side doesn't make any impact. That's not what a presentation should be about. So your presentation should be about change. Now, how are you going to bring that change? That is by following a certain process, by basically addressing the needs of the audience, by showing a clear solution, and by basically what I just said, like bring people on that roadmap and give them a roadmap and bring them to the same conclusion. So have a clear message, have a clear structure, create expectations, bring them along that road, give us a sub-conclusion on every point, and then create a message that follows your argumentation.
It takes 5 minutes.
Oh, but you only have 1.5 hours, and you have 7 points. So that's more than enough for now.
No, this one is 5 minutes.
Well, then you haven't persuaded anybody. Seriously, then you haven't persuaded anybody. The best speakers, they speak an hour, 2 hours about even 10% of this.
Oh, not much.
No.
How about debate and persuade?
Debate and persuade. Okay, so debate and persuade. So debate and persuade. So what we have is debate is a valuable tool to exchange ideas, learn from one another, and get closer to the truth.
You send a lot of material here.
Right, but that is basically just a sample debate workshop, right?
So presentation skill 5 minutes, and debate is how long? 5 minutes?
But what do you mean? I don't understand 5 minutes.
Presentation time.
Of your, yeah. So basically, you don't talk too much about it. You just you need to talk about the pyramid, not about the contents of what you're exactly going to do.
But consider for balance, you know. And
but what are you going to talk? What are you going to talk about? About here?
No, my question: what I'm going to talk about?
About this?
Yeah, but about this. But I have 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So what?
Well, actually, my suggestion is that you present only 15 minutes of that 90 minutes.
Oh, this triangle?
No, about the whole thing. Your presentation is not going to be 90 minutes. Your presentation is only going to be 30 minutes, max. And then 60 minutes discussion. and talking about what they want, what they need.
Oh, you mean we're going to ask the audience? 30 minutes.
I think that I wouldn't use more, because this opportunity is for sales, right? Not just to show how good you are, but basically it's about them. So where do they need?
Good suggestion.
Basically, the only thing you want to remember, what you want people to remember, is the pyramid and how it works together, and that they think, oh, that makes sense, that's logical. Yeah, we need that. Yeah, definitely, there is a problem when we look at the gaps. Okay, so how are we going to solve that? Yeah, that is indeed.
Do you know Japanese?
So then you're going to prepare your own questions to tell a little bit more about certain points. I would be surprised if they don't ask questions. Then that means that you were not persuasive. Then people do not feel that they have a problem, or they don't really want to do something about it. Then they have no interest. You just want to focus on the outline, not on what's inside. That is actually not relevant at this moment. You don't want to show, okay, how much I know about this topic, or how well qualified I am. Sure, but you really understand the bigger picture of what the problem is and how we can solve that problem. Now, exactly what is inside of all of these steps, not so relevant at the moment.